So here we are with Geordan Murphy, fresh from captaining Ireland indeed, down in New Zealand, about to start another season as defending champions. Geordan, now you've been there before, mate. Does it get any easier though, does it?
No, very much so. As you said, particularly difficult. I think, when you go into the season having won it the previous season, you're up there to be shot at, and teams want to already go out there and beat you. So we're under no illusions that every game will be difficult for us this season. Teams will all raise their game to play against us. So it's going to be very tough. But we're looking forward to that. We've had a tough pre-season, and just really looking forward to the season getting started now.
What is the secret behind winning the Premiership? Because when you look at the teams, there's so many teams in contention for winning, and even the ones who perhaps won't be there at the end are still capable and will beat the best on their day. So it's a long campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I don't think there's any particular secret. Certainly sometimes teams that start fast and hard and fade away at the end of the season. I think you've got to basically be competitive in every game. You've got to fight for points in every game, and you've got to try and raise your form and hopefully get yourself into a position where you're in the top four come the end of the year, and you've got to really sort of scrap for points in away games and try and have a strong home record as well.
I always think it's tougher for Leicester though, because whether you're champions or not, it seems to me that teams do raise their game against you, and of course you lose so many players for large chunks of the season. I know you can't go by excuses, but it doesn't make it any easier for you.
But it's one of those things. I think every team has disadvantages, and we could all sort of moan and complain about sort of why we feel slighted and whatnot. I think this year, I think there's not as many games on during the international games, so hopefully we won't lose as many players, and so we can't really complain about that. But we've always prided ourselves on having a strong side, having a strong squad even, and guys who aren't away on international duty have to pull on the shirt and play with pride and play with passion as well.
Well, we're here with Richard Cockerill, the start of a new season, and of course Leicester defending champions. May, when you won the title, it must seem a long time ago now.
Yeah, no, a very long time ago. It goes very quickly once the game's played and we're done, and we're all thinking about pre-season and getting on with the new season. So we've had a good pre-season, but everybody says that. We'll have to see on the 5th of September whether that's true or not.
Somebody asked me just now who's going to win the Premiership this season. Very tough question to ask, because I stopped at about 6 clubs, and it's going to be tough again, isn't it?
I think there's probably 6 or 7 clubs that have got a good enough squad to win the title. I think the other sides have got enough good players to cause some problems in the pool stages and the round stages. So I think it's going to be tough. It's for me, it's about getting in the top 4, getting a semi-final, hopefully at home, but getting a semi-final and then trying to win it from there. But with test call-ups and injuries and all those other things, there's a long way to go.
Tough at the top though, isn't it? Leicester, always the team that teams tend to raise their game. You're defending champions. It's a stupid question asking a Leicester man, but where do you get the hunger to keep going?
Oh, that's my job to drive that. So there'll be no lack of drive from me and Matt O'Connor and the other coaches. And we've got a few new players, but the senior players we've got and the players already in the squad want to do it again, because everyone wants to beat us, as you said. Every time we play, it's a cup final for the other team a lot of the time, and we've got to raise to that standard and keep that standard. And the last couple of years we've managed to do it.
Steve Borthwick, captain of Saracens. Steve, I don't think I've seen you looking so fit for a long time. You've got married, you've had a break, you've got rid of pretty much all your injuries anyway, all the big ones anyway, and you're a happy man. So what's happened, Steve?
So it's been a good pre-season. I think that having a break at the end of last season, not touring, as a rugby player you want to play games, and I don't complain about being on tour, and I don't complain about playing the games. Having the break was good, and just a bit of time out. Saracens have also run a great pre-season programme, got an excellent strength and conditioning medical staff, and feeling very good, eager to get started, really.
Well, you're going to be starting doing what you've got used to doing over the years, which is leading your team out at Twickenham. First weekend doubleheader, 60,000, probably more. What a great way to start against London Irish. Great way to start a season.
They're an excellent side, and I think that the double header is a great occasion. 4 London sides there competing against each other in front of a fabulous crowd, hopefully some sunny weather,
cool.
And playing at a huge stadium like Twickenham. And I think it's it's a great day, and hopefully we'll get off to a winning start.
Now, typical you, of course, you've let Martin Johnson know already that you intend to be back wearing a white jersey sooner rather than later. Brendan Venter doesn't think he's going to have you around for long. He's kind of got mixed emotions about that. But I guess it's the old adage, the only way you can do it is by playing your heart out and playing to your best of ability for your club. And if you do so, it's good news for Saracens.
Yeah, that's always going to make it. The club comes first, and being part of a successful club team, that's where I want to be part of. And it's enjoyable to be at Saracens. It's enjoyable to be playing rugby with my teammates there, playing some fantastic rugby. And to get my way back into the England team, well, that's what I need to do. I need to play well. I need to play well for Saracens. But that's nothing changed. I always aim to do that. Every time I run out for Saracens, I was giving everything I've got. And right now we just want to make sure that we get off to a good start this season. I'm incredibly motivated, playing well for my club. I'm proud to be the Saracens, being part of that team and helping to be the most successful team we can be. Is a huge goal of mine. Being in the England team, being part of a successful England team, that's where I want. That's where I've always wanted, and I'll be doing everything I can to be back into that England team, and that means playing well for Saracens. It's full circle. So right now I'm preparing to be as fit as I can be, in the best shape possible, and my skills to be the best they can be, and ensure that I play well for Saracens.
Well, Brendan Venter, Director of Rugby Saracens, start of a new season. I bet you are so excited.
Yeah, we are. We're a little bit tired of pre-season now. Everybody wants to get stuck in and see where we're going to go. So yeah, we are excited.
I mean, we're all excited to see what you guys are going to do. I mean, we had a bit of everything last year. We had the solid, not hugely demonstrative, but very effective pre-Christmas Saracens, top of the table. And then after Christmas, you became the team to watch, which was great fun. Which one's it going to be this season?
I think it's dependent on the seasons. In other words, depending on the weather. We'll try and take something off the shelf and see if we can package it and make it enjoyable and see if we can win a couple of games.
Yeah, and you've got some players. I mean, the player of the season last season, Bricks. By the way, you've got a new player for you this season. His name's Steve Borthwick.
Absolutely.
He's quite handy, isn't he?
Brilliant. 50 test matches, great leader, very skillful, high work rate. What a bargain.
Yeah, we better explain that. I mean, obviously he's been at Saracens for a few years, but England call-ups and also injuries. You haven't had a lot of him so far, have you?
No, we haven't. I just think the way Steve played in his first game and the way he's played for me last year, unfortunately I don't think he'll play for us that much this year either. I think he'll go back to England.
What's the secret behind success in this league though? Because it's I guess you can't win the Premiership in October and November. You could probably lose it. But I mean, it's a long campaign, isn't it? Is it start well? Is it finish well? Is it just go well throughout?
Bath just showed us last year they couldn't have finished or started worse, but they finished brilliantly. I think it's about having momentum at the right time of the season. And personally, I think it's about preparing a team for a whole season. In other words, having a squad that can play. I just do not see, if you look at, we could potentially have 40 odd games. How one group of people or 15 players can manage that. So I just think the squad is one of the ways to go.
Now I know everybody's asking you this, Brendan, so I may as well join the queue. You provided great entertainment for the rugby fans, the rugby media, the supporters of rugby. Not always intentionally last season. You're not going to change too much, are you, Brendan?
There's no sense in changing. We are what we are. I just think we must just think how we do things and maybe a little bit more and think about it a bit more, but no, not much.
So we're here now with Chris Robshaw, captain of Harlequins, start of the season. Chris, excited, nervous, bit of everything?
A little bit of both, put it mildly, yeah. I mean, I can't wait to kind of run out against Wasps and Twickenham in front of kind of 70,000 people at the same time. It's leading such a kind of prestigious club is a huge honour for me. There's a lot to kind of live up to out there, and kind of we want to get Harlequins back to where we feel it should be and competing against the very best.
Well, the thing about Harlequins is it's very hard to gauge right now how you're going to do. You know the Leicesters and the Northamptons and the Saracens and the Baths are going to be there or thereabouts, and certainly you guys have got the calibre to do so, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you would think Leicester are always going to be there or thereabouts. Wasps probably similar. With Quins, we want to be one of those clubs which people say, yeah, they're going to be there or thereabouts. It's up to us to kind of go out there and kind of prove that now. We have a key group of leaders in the team now, and it's up to us to drive the team forward and kind of take us up onwards and upwards and get us back into the Heineken Cup and kind of hopefully get us into that kind of top 4 competing to start with.
Now, what you've been doing that no other team in the Premiership, I guarantee, will not have done this summer, is train with the England synchronised swimming team. Now, that must have been tough for you, Chris.
I mean, unfortunately, I missed out. They take the pretty boys. Danny Kerr seems to get a lot of that. A lot of boys seem to enjoy kind of being lifted up by the girls and lifting the girls up in the pool. But no, I mean, that's the great thing about training at Surrey Sports Park. We get to interact with these type of teams and kind of, it just mixes it up a bit, takes a little bit of pressure off, it allows us to enjoy ourselves a bit more. And I think that's what's so great about Quins at the moment. Everyone just enjoys each other's company on and off the pitch, and that's what's key for our success, hopefully.
So you've got to make a good start, I guess, get the momentum going, and I guess a team like Quins, if you do, you're as good as anybody.
Well, exactly. I mean, pre-season and whatever else can go as well as you like, but until you actually get in that first 10 minutes of the first game, you don't actually know how it's gone. But yeah, I mean, if we can win our first couple and build some momentum, who knows what happens, but it's all about ifs and buts, and we just got to go out there first game against Wasps and hopefully do well.